All right. Welcome to StarCard Podcast. Here at StarCard Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. We also examine the worlds of education and workplace ethics. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations and breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned in for a tarot throw. Today is August 11th, and it's about 6:30 in California. So thanks for joining me whenever you're watching. If you're catching this on a recording. And if anyone's live, you can go right to the chat and request a reading or suggest one. I've got 3 planned. First up, it'll be a welcome throw. And then second, here's my prop. We'll get to that in a little bit. And third, another throw to be on our way today. Hope everyone has a great day and a great week. So I want to tell you what's in the description. I've added a couple of videos. One of them is a secret space program experiencer named Jason Rice. And Mr. Rice was part of a program called IDARF, I-D-A-R-F. Can't remember what that all stands for. But he talks about the secret space program and the history of it. And also, I posted a video, which is one of my favorites. It's John Whitberg talking about breakaway civilizations. And something that both gentlemen have in common is something that they have in common with other secret space program experiencers, and that is they have a different take on how the end of World War II went. And it has something to do with this paperclip. Maybe you saw the title that I put in the description or in the title box. We'll be talking about that. But why don't we go right now to a welcome throw and see what the spirit world wants us to get ready for today and what we should look for. So let's go to the tarot cam, which is the same camera that I'm looking at. Hang on. There we go. I'm going to throw a little bit more light on the subject. That's kind of nice. All right. Let's get shuffling. Let's fix that camera too. Hang on, let's take some hits. Great. Good morning, world of tarot cards. Thank you for all the messages you've given us before. We're here to hear anything you have to say. All of us tuning in, all my wonderful subscribers, anyone dropping by for a visit. Everyone's interested in hearing something inspirational to get us on our way today, whatever day it is for us, so that we can enjoy the rest of the week and do so efficiently with grace and ease. Find the easiest path. All right. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. I'm pretty sure the spirit world is anxious to say something. That's why they got me up early to turn on the camera. All right. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. Thank you. Whoa, things are getting exciting. All right. First up, all right. The spirit world is not messing around today. Starting off with the High Priestess indicates a lot of sacred knowledge. Sounds like the tarot cards have something important to say. Yeah. And the Ace of Wands says there's magic in the air. All right, so I believe there's a message coming to us from the spirit world. In case you're new to the way I throw tarot cards, a lot of times the very first cards I reveal pretty much repeat or restate whatever my intention was. Here comes the meat of our message from the spirit world. All right. The Queen of Swords, she's the one who says, you were right. All right. We're on fire this week. You know, it's Monday morning where I'm at, and we're off to a energetic start with the Knight of Wands. All right. I was just thinking about this card this morning when I was on my hike, Temperance. So if I were to take a quick gander at all this, I would say, here comes a magical message from the spirit world. You're right. You need to charge into life energetically, yet maintain balance for lots of reasons. One reason is, you know, the higher you get, the farther you fall. So maintain balance. Don't lean too far to either side, but follow the path of grace and ease. Pursue what you enjoy, what brings you joy. That's the path to take. You know, if you're aligned with your spirit, you will be balanced. That is the whole point. Who knows if I'm reading that correctly, but let's see what it says down here at the bottom, and we can continue. All right. We're going to have a great week. We're busting out with the Tower card. You know, maybe things that are no longer keeping the structure of the building together. Maybe that stuff needs to come apart anyway. Maybe needs to come crashing down. Well, that's why we're here at StarCard Podcast, to bring us ideas that shake your world. So here's the Page of Swords, and he actually talks about new ideas. And party on, it's the Three of Cups. These ladies are having a celebration. All right, so I'm going to try one more time to take a look at the message that the spirit world sent to us today. You know, yes, there's some sacred divine knowledge coming to you by way of the magic of the tarot cards. You're right to charge forward, following your path of grace and ease, following your soul's joy, and maintaining balance because it brings you balance. Meanwhile, the world around you that's not necessary can, you know, fall apart, because we're here to learn new ideas and celebrate these new ideas. You know, we can go back to the 20th century and think about the whole landline concept, or how about the idea that there's only one telephone in a house, you know, one telephone and one television in a house. That's quite different than what we have today in 2025. What I'm trying to say is, it's probably a good idea and a good thing that these new ideas are coming in. We're not going to be able to stop exposure to the kinds of technology that's all around us, even though it's not on the surface of planet Earth. We should be ready and willing to celebrate all this great stuff that's going on out there, because it's going to be brought into our lives. It's right around the corner. That's the age of Aquarius that we're talking about. Well, I kind of like that reading. I hope you enjoyed it too. And now I'm going to go to my second plan reading, which is, I'm going to bring the camera up for this part. So if you are a secret space program testimony enthusiast like myself, then you probably know the story that goes along with that. How the Germans who went to Antarctica left for space, went to the moon and then to Mars. And there's actually a whole breakaway civilization out there. There's actually quite a few more than that, but that's an important part of our mutual history. You know, the off-world Germans, as they're called, they have many worlds that they populate. And guess what? You know, if you're in the United States like me, we have our own program too. Sure, we have Space Force now, but Space Force is pretty much publicizing what's already been going on with things like Solar Warden and Radiant Guardian and organizations like that. So backing up to what I want to throw my cards about, you know, some people would say, hey, Breakaway Ray, you want to talk about how World War II ended, and some of that stuff is hard to swallow. And at the same time, Breakaway Ray, I got to go to work. So almost what difference does it make? So that's what I want to know. I want to know what difference it makes. I would like to ask the tarot deck, you know, please show us a timeline of the Antarctic Germans and just that part of the secret space program and Operation Paperclip. And then over here, we'll just take the everyman experience. Everyman is a literary term, by the way. So every person experience of, I got to go to work today. Because let's face it, Operation has a lot to do with the kinds of work-life experience we have and the rules that we agree to with the 40-hour work week and the decisions that our higher-ups make and things like that. Anyway, and then we could take a look at the timeline for the Antarctic German part of the secret space program. I got to go to work today, and then we'll throw some cards to see how they're related, if they are related at all. All right, so now you kind of know where I'm coming from. Let's go to the tarot cam again. Nailed it. All right. Please show us a timeline of the Antarctic German part of the secret space program. And please show us a timeline of the every person experience of, I got to go to work today. And then, would the tarot deck like to reveal a relationship between the two? Is it a weak one? Is it a strong one? Is it symbiotic? Is it parasitic? Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear about the Antarctic German part of the secret space program versus I got to go to work today. How do they relate to each other? Thank you. Oh, this one for the paper clip up there. Yeah, we have one more, please. Thanks. All right, let's get these cards all set up. One moment, please. I suppose I could have done that on mute. All right. Here we go. Antarctic Germans. Sometimes I think the tarot deck also has a sense of humor. All right, here's the Page of Cups. He's the pleasant surprise guy. All right. Here is the Chariot, which indicates movement. Also it indicates balance. And I would also say, you know, if you got two sphinxes like they do on this card, and you can somehow control them. It kind of reminds me of the parallel of, they got their own program out in space, but they're also monitoring what we're doing down here with Paperclip. That's a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Next up, the world is your oyster. 7 of Cups. So many opportunities. There's at least one cup. I'm told, I haven't studied this card very much. One of these cups is toxic, so there's a lot of opportunity, and everyone needs to be aware also. All right, and yes, for sure, the Page of Swords is back. It's a new idea. Yeah, that's true. It is kind of a new idea to think about. That's not what we learn in our public schools in the United States. And I know that because I've taught in them also for 33 years. Yeah, let's go on now to Breakaway Ray. I got to go to work today. All right, I got to go to work. First up, well, even if it is just another day at work, make it a magical one. I'm going to pause right here because that reminds me, last time I was throwing cards, I wanted to tell this story and I thought about it too late. So there's some kind of fish market up in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. I think it's in Oregon, maybe Washington. And these guys are, I guess you call them fishmongers, and they're taking fish orders and they're throwing fish around. And they look like they're having the best time of their lives. And I guess that's the way, we all, if you get to go to work, I know you're filled with gratitude if you get to go to work, and you might as well show it. You might as well be grateful and show a little gratitude and be happy and watch, gratitude and warmth surround you while you're at work, like a impenetrable shield of happiness. So anyway, I got to go to work. That's a good thing. Oh, well, yeah, you could celebrate for lots of reasons. This is a wish come true. There's a lot of us who wish, we had a job, or wish we had a job that was just a little bit better. But a lot of us feel like, thank goodness I have the job that I have. Because again, it doesn't work out as well for everybody, it seems sometimes. I mean, think about the people you speak to, or the people that you follow online. How often do they complain about work? Hopefully not too much, Anyway, yeah. Here's the Devil card. So yeah, that's imagery for, I got to go to work Monday morning. That's imagery for it. But, the important part of the Devil card is that, it indicates something to be let go. These 2 people that are on the card, they have chains around their necks, but the chain loops are gigantic. You can just slip right out of them. And there's other versions of this in the other tarot style decks where, people could be set free if they just let it go. Well, let's see what the last card says in this sentence about I got to go to work. Yeah, how about it's work? So I'm going to get my glass out and read the 7 of Pentacles to you. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, and investment. That could have been the whole thing for I got to go to work, right? But anyway, it sounds like, you show gratitude. It's a dream come true. Let go what doesn't serve, whatever's bothering you about the job. You might as well let it go. You got a long way to go. That's why. Let it go. And if it's building up, then you got to come up with an alternative. And everyone nowadays, here we are in the year again, 2025. People know about, you got to have more than one gig. You might have a good job right now, but you got to have some kind of a backup plan. Anyway, that's for another show. Okay, so now, come on, Breakaway Ray. You're telling me that the end of World War II and the secret space program has some kind of tie or relationship to I got to go to work today? So, well, let's see. I'm not saying I'm right, but I am saying this is fun. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. Sounds like somebody's right. Sorry, this is the Ace of Swords. Remember, the Ace of Wands is over here. That's, I got to go to work today. But the Ace of Swords says mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind, new conflict. All of those sound like the conversation we're having. I think we saw this card last time around. It's the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands says, energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure, fearless, impulsiveness. This conversation with Breakaway Ray, right? This particular conversation and the way I am presenting it. The Emperor. Respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules and power, authority, protection, control, discipline. Yeah, it's a discussion about power. In one sense, right? In one sense, this whole subject is about who's in charge. Hey, and I'm going to say, well, I will read the card first, and then I'll tell you what I say. It says teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, building something. You know, all those words, those terms sound like the conversation we're having. And also this card has another meaning for me. The Three of Pentacles is a teamwork card. It's a teamwork card with the spirit world as well, where the spirit world has a hand in it. Well, I enjoyed taking the messages from these cards and relating it to the subject that I presented. And I invite you to check out the description where I put a viewing list and some links to some related podcasts you can enjoy. So now I observe that there isn't anyone in the chat, probably because everyone's at work. So I hope you get to enjoy this one later. And I'm going to throw the Aloha throw. So I'm going to invite the spirit world to share any last messages for us. So we can go on with our day. There we go. Thank you for those messages. Would you like to say anything before we go and close up shop? Whoops. Please show us what you want us to see. Please tell us what you want us to hear. I bet it's going to be inspirational. Seems to me it's going to be kind of clever. Please show us what you want us to see. Please tell us what you want us to hear. Thank you for the inspirational messages. Skip. I'm wishing abundance for everyone while we're doing this. Here we go. It's all out there. Click abundance on your spiritual webpage. Enjoy some abundance this week. Look around, it's all around you. Okay, you can come out to go. Oops, excuse me. Oh, hello. We have a friend out there. Hello, Puck Elf. All right. You made it just in time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right on, Puck Elf. Thank you so much. I'm happy to see you. This is yeah. I'm all excited. I recognize Puck Elf from the Typical Skeptic podcast. He's one of our new subscribers. And you made it just in time, Puck Elf. This is my my goodbye, my aloha throw. And I'm glad that you were here to enjoy it. So maybe the spirit world has a positive message for us as we close up shop for the day. Yes, you made it just in time, Puck Elf. Look, it's a sun card, and the sun card says all is well. And since it's such a fun card, why don't we keep on reading? Positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth, all is well. Hey, it's a new day. You get to start over today. Great, all is well. Next up. All right. I used to be intimidated by this card, but now I understand it better. The Hanged Man, it simply means have another look at life. Don't look at things the same way. Maybe you remember the movie Groundhog Day. You know, it was the same day over and over again, but each time you tried something different. So even in, you know, the workaday world, you know, take a different viewpoint, add a little creativity to the way you look at things. Tell a funny story to yourself. I know that helped me survive for a long time. Next up, yeah, we get to see the Ace of Wands. And for me, that's the card that says there's magic in the air. Anyway, look at this. All is well. Take another look at everything. There's magic in the air. Look for your opportunity. Sounds very positive. Let's read the Ace of Wands. New project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, for sure, willpower, desire, power, potential beginnings, new opportunities, growth. I'm going to have fun taking a look at what all those things that Puck Elf is saying while I'm throwing cards. Yeah, right on, Puck Elf. Knock yourself out. All right, so anyway, on with the reading. I see the Five of Swords card. That indicates conflict. And the Four of Pentacles, you could say the word frugality with him. Watching your money. Oh, yeah, we like this guy from my last live throw. Or maybe this was my, this was from the Typical Skeptic podcast on August 8th. We kept seeing this guy, the Page of Wands. In a way, he's, you know, a manifester. He's got that gigantic magic wand. He's got a view over everything. That looks like the Egyptian pyramids in the background there. He's got spirituality all around him. And he's a young fella, and he's got limitless potential. You know, he doesn't see any limits. This card reads inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. That's definitely the kind of spirit you want to have. Next up, the Empress. Grandma's house during the holidays. Here's what the Empress says. Abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. And then, yeah, okay, this is going to work out nice. The Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny and fate and luck. So now it starts to shape up more like a real sentence to me. You know what? When you go through your day or your week, you know, don't be extravagant. Keep an eye on what you're doing, but always look forward to manifesting something new. The universe is going to work with you and bring you what you desire. You know, you create your own luck. And that, I'm surprised I haven't seen a card called the Three of Wands, because it's got one of my favorite expressions. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. You know, and my grandma always used to say, God helps those who help themselves. So, you know, even with your last breath, always take a step forward towards your goals. And there's probably going to be some part of the universe reaching out to help you. Don't forget to ask for help. We'll have to do a whole throw on prayer sometime. Next up, the Six of Swords represents being guided from rougher waters into calmer waters, divinely guided, as if the spirit world is divinely guiding you. And the Eight of Pentacles indicates that it is work. I mean, that's everyone can expect work, diligence, passion, high standards, apprenticeship, mastery, skill development, repetitive tasks. That is what it's like to go to work. I understand. And then finally, the Magician, where you create your own magic. You make manifest ideas that you come up with because you are a creator. So it sounds like the Aloha message is, you know, everything's going to be fine. Have a different look at things. Try to look at things in a magical way. You know, things aren't happening to you. They're happening for you. You know, you're learning a lesson from it. You're learning a lesson from, maybe some people aren't being particularly nice or understanding. And, maybe we don't have a lot of flow, and we wish we had a little bit more money. It would help us put some more food on the table. But that doesn't mean anything except that there's nowhere to go but up. The Page of Wands guy says there's still limitless potential, no matter how old you are or whatever yesterday was like. And if you walk forward towards what brings you joy, follow the path of grace and ease, you're going to create your own luck, because the universe is guiding you to calmer waters. And as long as you apply yourself, you're going to make your own miracles happen. Hey, I enjoyed reading that one. I had a good time for me this morning. That's about a half an hour. Let me check up what's going on with Puck Elf. All right. Thank you very much. Well, okay. Hey, thank you very much, Puck Elf. I enjoyed your enthusiastic messages. And now, everybody, I'm about ready to say goodbye and get on with my day as well. So have a good one. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one, no matter what day it is for you. Off I go.